Hello everyone, it's me Pavlo with a boldly energetic daily dose of Ukrainian accent for you. Today we are going to talk about really interesting affordable earphones, Cozoy D2. And in this case, D2 is basically their description because it's dual dynamic driver earphones. Cozoy utilized here 6mm beryllium diaphragm driver for the low frequencies and 10mm dual magnetic system graphene composite driver for mid and high frequencies. Really unusual setup because often bigger driver is used for lows and smaller for mids and treble. But here they did the opposite, and actually result appeared to be really interesting. Price is about $55. Link to the official site will be in the description. And now let's have a closer look. Package is pretty nice, good photo on the front side, a bit of epicness overdose on the sides, and on the back you can see approximate frequency response graph and technical specifications. Most interesting for us are 20 ohms of impedance and 102 decibels per milliwatt of sensitivity. Inside we have black cardboard box, then owner's manual, cover, earpieces themselves, pouch and box with accessories. So let's dig in. So really nice this pouch. At least it's not velvety, which is a huge plus for me. So here is stock cable and replaceable connector, which is really good to have in this price range. And here I assume we're getting tips. So 2 pair of foams and 2 set 3 pair of silicons each. So I think for this price range it's more than generous. In terms of design, earpieces are really attractive, and those who like not super bright or shouty design will definitely enjoy them. Shells have traditional shape. They're made of resin or some kind of other plastic, and they have really nice ergonomic shape. And for the faceplate, Cozoy found this nice pearly swirl texture that looks really interesting with great three-dimensional effect. And this silver letters with company's name add a bit of depth to this. They're fitting really nicely into ears, providing comfortable fit, at least into my ears, because everything here is really smooth. Spouts are made of metal, they are not lengthy, so sound isolation is average or slightly below average. But still I use them pretty okay during my daily commute. There is a pretty big venting hole on the front side of each earpiece, and Cozoy used it to color code left and right pieces. Overall, build quality is really nice. Of course, they gather fingerprints a little bit because of this glossy black surface, but it's pretty easy to wipe. Cable is replaceable, and it definitely feels sturdy and reliable. They used 2-pin sockets with slightly recessed sockets, but not by much. So connectors fit really tightly and smoothly, providing a good secure fit. There are ear hooks formed, and then goes the cable twisted in spiral. It's pretty soft, softer than average, and microphonic effect is pretty low despite using of the fabric insulation. It feels really solid. Not sure how it will behave after a long time, but I think it should be durable. And then it goes braided down to the modular connector. So if you want to swap it, you just pull and it will disconnect. Then you replace it and you need to match these two dots. Then push it back and here it is. It's slightly on the lengthy side, but I don't think it's an issue here. Main thing is that you're getting a modular connector, which is a really good thing to have. Sound-wise, Cozoy did a great work tuning D2. This two-driver schema works surprisingly well. Sound is really coherent without any traces of drivers overlap. Transition is made really well. In terms of overall tuning, it's a fun, engaging signature, but without overdoing it. It's slightly forward and focused on the emotions, but also in moderation. And because of that, it's engaging without being overly fatiguing. Bass is deep, it has good control, it's slightly more focused on the texturing and speed and small nuances than on a pure weight, but still when necessary weight is also made well. Bass is accented, but not too much. It's not a bass head model, which in my opinion is a great plus for earphones, but it's just my opinion. And they deliver nice tightness, impact when necessary, and details, but not over focusing on that. So, first example for the low frequencies, it's Rick Ross 100 Black Coffins from Django OST, and here we have really nice beat with lot of deep notes, and earphones build solid and really massive foundation, and at the same time provide enough of contrast to the vocal part and to other instruments. And Yello out of Dawn, and really nice bass track with a lot of energy, but not over dominating. But at the same time, these earphones deliver it in a bold fashion with a lot of space, but at the same time perfectly control it, leaving mids and treble intact. Mid frequencies are pretty clean, they are saturated, especially on the upper mids. They have lot of energy, and if you're sensitive to the upper mids, maybe they can be slightly over energetic for you. But if you are not really sensitive, it still will be okay. Good amount of nuances and details, but at the same time, no excessive accent on the micro contrast. So overall, it sounds coherent and really balanced, giving you nice amount of small nuances to showcase every single instrument, but at the same time not going into nitpicking and highlighting all issues of the tracks. Of course, better quality material will be a great plus for these earphones. They have this extra energy on the upper mids, making female vocal, distorted guitars, high-pitched male vocals really shine, but at the same time it sounds engaging and not fatiguing. Imaginary stage is pretty big. It's not three-dimensional in the sense of expensive IEMs, but there is a bit of that holographic effect in positioning everything around you in the three-dimensional space. And first example for the high frequencies, it's Painkiller by Judas Priest. I'm a huge sucker for this track. I think that it's an absolute quintessence of metal. And if someone will ask you what the metal is, you can just turn on this track. And these earphones deliver it really well. So drums are forward and tight, but not shadowing everything else. Guitars are great, and Halford vocal is really shining. And when the solo starts at the second half of this track, it's forward, aggressive, and bold. And like absolutely different era, it's James Brown live at the Apollo in 1962. And I really like this record because of its imperfection. It was The times when record good live required a lot of work, but at the same time, James Brown is an absolute beast in working with live audience, and somehow by some magic, this record managed to capture this. And despite the imperfections of the record overall, these earphones deliver it really well, and they give you that sense of immersion into the audience on this concert. High frequencies are really well balanced. They are not sharp and forward, but at the same time, they are not softened or recessed. Extension is above average, but not maximum. But I think it's really nicely fitting into the overall signature of these earphones. The treble has proper attacks and decays, giving you good sense of high frequency weight, and that gives you nice amount of air and overtone saturation. Of course, layering here is super basic, but it's unavoidable in this price segment probably. But still, it's present, which is a really nice result. Overall, high frequencies are not overly energetic, and that gives them nice balance. They are not dominating, but at the same time always here when necessary and play their role. And examples for the high frequencies. First one is George Michael, Wild is the Wind. Actually, Symphonica is a really good album, and both in terms of material, performance, and record quality. George Michael doing his job superbly, and the orchestral accompaniment is really nice, and a lot of that things go with overtones in the high frequency area, and the earphones deliver it really well. And Hallowed Be Thy Name by Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. Actually, absolutely no connection with Iron Maiden hit, but also a lot of overtones to the high frequency area, pretty nice record quality, and these earphones deliver it maybe not at 100%, but really nicely. In terms of pairings, these earphones don't require like excessive amounts of power, but in terms of control and overall representation, they can benefit of some mid-plus segment dongle or some good player. So you can use them with your smartphone, for example, but I really recommend you, if you're going to buy them, think about getting some dongle deck or some other source that will boost their overall performance pretty noticeably. And if you decide to upgrade your source even further, you'll have extra fidelity on tap with these earphones. So, to summarize everything, if you're looking for a nice, refined, energetic, detailed sound without overdoing all these aspects, which is fun and engaging, this is a really good offer, especially for this price. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a great day.